The following production is brought to you by the Talkin' Buds Leaf Show.
Here we go, Talkin' Buds Leaf Show, episode 311. As you can see, I am flying solo here tonight. If you're new to the channel and just checking us out for the first time, it's usually myself and my brother Ryan here discussing all things Toronto Maple Leafs. Ryan is not here tonight. He is in Las Vegas enjoying a much-needed vacation, resting and recharging his batteries before he and I get ready to dive into our 8th season covering the Toronto Maple Leafs. Normally, we would not do a post-game show after a preseason game, but I figured if I'm going to do this by myself, I need something to sink my teeth into, and why not? It was a preseason game that went to overtime as well, albeit it was a very short overtime, but overtime nonetheless. I've said this all along, preseason hockey's a tough watch. It's like there were some positive things to take away tonight. Like we're going to talk about the goaltending, Auston Matthews, Easton Cowan, all that stuff. But it's the lack of intensity on a shift-to-shift basis in a preseason game is tough. So the fact that next season we're going to be shaving off 2 of these and expanding the regular season to 84 games. 84 games, when you say it out loud, is like, Jesus Christ, 84 games. But man, 6 preseason games, having to sit through that 6 times is very tough. But we sat through it, and we're gonna discuss it because that's what we do here on the Talkin' Buds Leaf Show. The number one story throughout the day today with respect to the Leafs and heading into the game tonight was Brad Treliving announcing today that Joe Woll was going to be taking a personal leave of absence away from the team due to a family matter. That's all we know at this point. We hope everything's okay. Wish Joe all the best. There's no timeline for his return. So this kind of got the gears going in everybody's brain about the Leafs goaltending depth. And after Anthony Stolarz, the next man up is Dennis Hildeby, who played the first 2 periods tonight, and I thought he looked pretty good. He made 23 saves. He looked rock solid in there. Everything needs to be with the caveat that it is a preseason game, and we all understand that. But at times when he's been up in the NHL, I think Hildeby's looked a little wide-eyed and a little overwhelmed, and I didn't get that sense tonight from him at all. I thought he looked really good and really solid, and as a backup option to Stolarz, who with Woll gone is the undisputed number 1 goalie here, and Hildeby is very much the backup. There's more confidence after seeing a performance like that tonight. Like this guy's got a lot of upside. He's a monster of a human being, and yeah, I thought he looked really good tonight. It wasn't until, bear with me here, Artur Akiatmov. I'm sure I butchered that. I take solace in the fact that I'm not the only one butchering this poor guy's name right now. I think we're just going to stick with Artur on this show. Knowing the way Ryan and I do things, we're just going to call him Artur. It wasn't until he came in that the Sens scored all 3 of their goals. Now, I actually think Artur, I've been impressed by Artur, believe it or not. I thought he looked real good on Sunday, and then I thought at times during the 3rd period tonight he also looked good. He definitely needs more seasoning in the American Hockey League with the Marlies, but he's another guy that like you can see there's a lot of potential there. So if we're going to have a discussion about the Leafs goaltending depth beyond Stolarz and Woll, it looks like they got 2 good young guys here that they can bring along, and in a pinch like this, they can elevate a Hildeby, and he looks like he can hang. So all in all, I thought it was a really good, given the unfortunate news with Joe Woll today, I thought it was like a really encouraging evening with respect to the Leafs goaltending depth. Another encouraging thing tonight for me was the play of Auston Matthews. He scores on his 2nd shift of the game. It was a really nice, like, wrist shot, snappy shot, kind of release, flick of the wrist. And there was something we didn't see at all last year. It was that release, that famous Auston Matthews release. And there's been a ton of talk leading into camp about his health. And how healthy is he? And is he healthy enough to get back to the version of him that we saw prior to last season? And again, like I said, preseason, but just the release on the goal and the way he sort of carried himself out there tonight, the confidence, the way he was skating, muscling guys off the puck, winning battles, lifting sticks. I thought he picked up right where he left off with Nyes. Matias Maccelli, the first couple of shifts, I was like, I don't know about this guy. But I thought as the game went on, he got a lot better and he was making some really nice passes. And he definitely has upside skill, Matias Maccelli. And if it clicks, then great. I still think Domi is probably Berube's first choice to be in that spot. But overall, really encouraging watching Auston Matthews tonight. I thought he looked really, really good. Easton Cowan and Ben Danford both draw into the lineup again tonight. Earlier today, Craig Berube, very complimentary of them both. And he ran it back with them tonight. Cowan plays the majority of the game on the third line. I think he looks good. I think he looks like he's evolving. He still looks a little small out there at times, and the cliche thing that all the hockey guys would say is, it's about his play away from the puck, and I get all that. But you're also looking for this guy to provide offense, and he set up Bobby McMahon for the second goal with a beauty no-look pass, and then later in the game, he got elevated, and he was out there with Tavares and Nylander, and he was out there with Matthews and Nyes. So if this kid can get some confidence and potentially be a top 9, top 6 option for them, that would be really good. I really like this year in particular how he's not shying away from scrums. He looks like he's got a little more confidence in himself out there, and as he's growing and getting bigger and doesn't look so young out there, for lack of a better term. Like in previous seasons, it's like, oh, he looks like a kid out there. It's looking less so this time around. I still don't know. Jury's out if he's going to make the team at a camp or not. He's waiver exempt, which I don't think helps his chances. I'm not saying he'll be with the Marlies all year, but I'm saying the fact that he's waiver exempt and they can move him up and down pretty easily is something that I think they'll do with him. But if he keeps playing well, he's going to put them in a position where Berube's going to want to play him, and Treliving's going to have to figure that out. So encouraging start for him. Love the no look to McMahon. Love that. I thought that was fantastic. That's exactly what we're looking for out of this kid, is high-end skill, goal-scoring ability. And then you move over to Ben Danford, who the best compliment I can give a defenseman is I thought he was solid and I didn't notice him a whole lot. And when you're a young defenseman, that's a very good thing. I thought he was solid in his own zone. I saw people online drawing comparisons to Jake McCabe. Completely agree. Similar body type, similar skating ability. Listen, the head coach came out and complimented you today, and then you go out and you play really well. That's the number one indicator for me with a young defenseman, is if you don't stand out to me, that's a very, very good thing. So really, really impressive night for both of those rookies. And without question, in my opinion, the whole Easton Cowan journey is the most interesting part of training camp. Easton Cowan and Nick Robertson. Are these guys going to make the team? Where are they going to end up? Neither one of them, I think, is best suited in a bottom 6 role. They're way more valuable to this team in a top 6 role providing offense. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. I think Easton Cowan is probably going to end up playing every single preseason game. That's my guess. I think they're going to give him every chance in the world to try and make this team out of camp. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
From first touchdown scorer to anytime TD props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
The main non-game related thing I wanted to discuss today is how impressed I am with the way Auston Matthews has been conducting himself. We're about a week into training camp now, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing. And it all starts with sort of shutting down the media's incessant, continued questions about Mitch Marner and just saying, we're done answering these questions. We're moving on. It's showing leadership, and it's showing like he's not here anymore. We're not going to waste time talking about him. We're not going to waste time thinking about him. He's not being a dick about it. They're not saying anything negative. They came out at the press conference last week and were very complimentary. We love him. We'll miss him, whatever. But I just like that he's sort of setting that tone right away where it's like pages turned. We're focused on this season. I like the way he handled himself during the opening press conferences last week. It just seems to me like he's more comfortable this year in that captain role, in that leadership role. And that's what you're looking for from him. You're looking for him to kind of take that step. Like when he's fully healthy, we know what he is on the ice. He's a superstar, top 5 player in the league. But I've wanted him to sort of really assume that role and make this his team. And it appears as though he's doing that this year. And as far as the Marner questions go, listen, I've said numerous times, being a beat reporter for any sports team has got to be an insanely tough job. To come up with content every single day to keep people engaged is difficult. There's no two ways about it. But we got to stop with the Marner questions, people. Like, the fans are ready to move on. The players are ready to move on. No one wants to hear about it anymore. Like, can we just stop? Enough is enough. Marner's moved on. We've moved on. The players here have moved on. Let's just cool it with the Marner questions. Enough is enough. Let's focus on who's here. I was listening to Overdrive on my drive home tonight from the office, and I thought they made a good point about how a lot of these new guys like Woll and Dakota Joshua are flying under the radar because everyone's so focused on the guy who's not here. And we need to get away from that. We need to focus on the guys who are here and focus on this new version of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So hopefully everybody gets the hint and we move on from all this Marner talk, because enough is enough. It's completely ridiculous. All right, I think that'll do it for tonight. Short one tonight, but I mean, how long can you really sit here and listen to me talk at you? Huge thanks to everybody for checking this out. It's only my second time doing one of these, and it's always a bit nerve-wracking sitting here talking to yourself and trying to, am I making sense? Like, is this enjoyable to listen to? If you've stayed the whole duration of the video or listened to the entire thing on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button below. Links to our socials are also in the link below. You can follow us on those as well. If you're listening on the audio version, like, subscribe, review. Every little bit helps. We've been steadily growing the Talking Buds Leaf Show YouTube channel and podcast numbers. Basically since the playoffs last year, we've had exponential growth, and that is because wonderful people like you engage with our content, and we really, really appreciate it. Ryan will be back this weekend. We'll be back on Sunday morning, our usual Sunday morning time slot. So if you don't want to miss that, do everything I just said. Like, subscribe, review. We'll see you then.